Hey guys, and welcome to the channel. So it is Alexander Zverev versus Daniil Medvedev, or Daniil Medvedev versus Alexander Zverev, however you want to I guess coin it. But it's a very, very impressive matchup, and just having a look at, and this is very interesting, returns made by Zverev. There's got this stat up, and you can see against Medvedev, he made a lot less returns against Medvedev compared to the tournament as a whole. Obviously, that also depends on who he's facing. He played really well yesterday, I thought, against Djokovic. A couple of tight moments where he almost gave it away. There was a double fault in there, but only one double fault throughout. A couple of tight points for sure where he made a few errors, but he managed to get over that. I think that was the most important thing mentally, that he shows the fortitude to be able to get through it. And that's quite important, I think, for sure. But let's see how he performs today. Obviously, losing to Medvedev in a very tight group stage match earlier this week. It was actually on Tuesday, if I'm not mistaken, losing a final set tiebreaker. And they're just showing the highlights of Zverev versus Hurkacz, where he played very well, good aggression, and a pretty easy match in the end. But there was that phenomenal 35-shot rally yesterday where he just put away a beautiful volley at the end, and it was such a good point to watch. Thank you, everyone, yesterday who joined for the Daniil Medvedev versus Casper Ruud live stream. Apologies, I couldn't do the Zverev versus Djokovic or Djokovic versus Zverev match, but obviously we're here today for the final. I was watching that, but I was at a friend's house, and that was incredible. It really was to watch, and it was just a pleasure to watch it as a fan. Some phenomenal hitting from both, and some great rallies ensued as well. So really good. For those who maybe haven't been following it as closely, we'll have a quick look through the path to the final as we wait for the start of this match, and also the head-to-head as well, which Daniil Medvedev edges 6-5. He's actually won the last 5 matches between the two, which is not a great stat for Zverev. But we'll go through the head-to-head in terms of, not the head-to-head, but the route to the final first. So Zverev, as you can see, coming through Berrettini, who had to retire after a set. Obviously, Sinner coming in for the remainder of his matches. Very tight tiebreaker, and it was really a set of good serving for the most part, which we've seen. The courts are so quick. It does reward exceptional serving in corners, and spot servers definitely have get points at a premium on here. And that's what you want, I guess, is reward for good serving. And as on the return games, it's not ideal, but when you're serving yourself, obviously, it's something that you think, look, I can really take this and make this an advantage, I think, going forward throughout the whole match. And that's what a lot of the players have done, which is why we haven't seen a huge amount of breaks of serve, because people have been very good in their service games, and they've utilized the quickness of the courts. As Medvedev, as I said, so losing that final set tiebreaker, but very nip and tuck, and it was a very good, I thought it was extremely good match as well. Some really good rallies involved in there. Then a catch quite comfortable, as we said. And the Djokovic match, where he won the first set in a very tight tiebreaker. Djokovic didn't really play his best in that first set. Second set, I actually even then thought Zverev was playing the better tennis. Djokovic started playing very aggressively, especially behind the forehand, made an uncharacteristic amount of errors, honestly. And that probably is due to that unfound aggression that we don't normally see from Djokovic. Yes, he has become more potent on that forehand side. He can dictate better on it, but you don't normally see him in a position where he's making that many unforced errors. So I think that was a huge difference in the match, where Djokovic was just being a lot more aggressive than maybe he's used to, and that then led to more errors. But Zverev played a very, very solid 3 sets, I thought. And that third set, he just took over, and he served very well for the most part, only one double fault. And I thought the backhand, we know how much of a weapon that is. He wasn't passive on that. He tried to be proactive. At times when he knew that Djokovic was making a lot of errors, he then said, okay, I will go to my more percentage type of tennis tactics, I guess. A lot of T's in there. And when he needs to go on the front foot, that's what he did. The forehand is still something that I think can get broken down. As an opponent, you'd be looking at that. But to be fair to Alexander Zverev, I think when he's on song, when he's on form, which he seems to be at the moment, and he's feeling quite comfortable in his own skin and his own game, the forehand is, of course, a weapon as well. But just similar to maybe Djokovic, is more prone to breaking down at times. So we're going to have the players come out on court. Thank you as well, everyone, for tuning in. And we'll get the score up, obviously, when we start. Mo says Zverev definitely feels more assured against Novak than he does versus Medvedev. Yeah, I agree. I think Djokovic, the way that Djokovic plays, and this sounds so crazy to say because if you look at the head-to-heads, it probably doesn't seem that way. But I think Djokovic's game matches up better for Zverev than Medvedev's. And I agree with you, Matthew, because if you look at Medvedev in terms of, that's not to say that Medvedev's better than Djokovic, it's just to say that Medvedev, in terms of the type of game, hitting very low over the net, Zverev doesn't like hitting balls at his ankles. He doesn't like it. He's 6'6". He doesn't want to be going down on one knee and driving through the backhand, right? So he'll be able to generate less power off that side as well if that has to happen. And it's just an uncomfortable and awkward situation for him to be having to go so low to balls a lot of the time. And Medvedev will do that. He will hit low over the net. And in addition to that, Daniil Medvedev serves very big, and he serves in corners, and he's also very quick in between points. And as a returner, if you want to just set yourself, make sure that, okay, think about it, get set, you don't really have that time. It's like bang, 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 and he'll sometimes just serve games to love, go through them in about 50 seconds, and it's crazy. And Djokovic, if you saw yesterday, tried to do that to Zverev. At times, he was telling the ball boys, quickly give them the balls, because he was trying to disrupt the returning rhythm of Zverev, who was returning very well on the second serve. I think both served very well behind their first serve, so there weren't many points won behind that. I think the same will be here today. I would be very surprised if we see a lot of first serve return points won by either player, even though Medvedev is probably the best defensive returner in the game. I think Djokovic is the best overall returner if we compile. And, you look at a metric and, say a computer game and you have returning and you've got attacking returning, neutral returning and defensive returning. Djokovic, if you put his stats together, has got the most overall and complete returning game. When it comes to generally just the defensive side of things, I actually think Medvedev has the better return and probably the best return in the world. And he'll need that against Zverev if he's going to serve well in the corners. And that's something that Medvedev does well. He will just loop it mid-court, but it doesn't matter. He'll try to make Zverev play as many balls as possible. The one thing I would say, though, is that I think he's played a little bit more aggressively, Medvedev, in this ATP World Tour Finals. And I think that's been good to see, I think. I would say that I'm actually quite happy with seeing Medvedev play slightly more aggressively. It's not wild. It's not like he's taking huge cuts of the ball. I think he's just playing very well, and he just feels really comfortable in his own game. And he's thinking, look, the courts are very quick. I can't afford to just, be a ball machine, which, he's definitely made a lot of his game on being that ball machine, which is understandable. Matthew says, so true. Medvedev must be the fastest player on tour. On his time between serve, 100%. He's so quick. He doesn't mess about. And it's so different to the big three because, you look at Federer, Nadal, Djokovic, they all take their time, especially Nadal and Djokovic. I mean, at times, Djokovic will bounce the ball probably 10, 12 times. And Nadal, he sorts out his wedgie. I'm a big Nadal fan, but, I know that he takes his time. He really does push the shot clock. Sometimes Djokovic does too. And that's up to them, right? That's their prerogative. They're allowed to do that. But in saying that, it's very, very different now because you've got these guys, especially Medvedev, who just wants to he's like, no, I'm in the zone. I'm not going to take my time. I've just served an ace. I'm going to get it straight away, and I'm going to put him under pressure. As a server, I'm going to race this game. He won't even know what's hit me. Matthew says, Zverev likes to camp behind the baseline and wait players out. He did that yesterday. Can't get away with that versus Medvedev. It's funny, isn't it? Because normally, I think in the past, he would have said that he can't do that against... Well, he can't really do that against Djokovic either. But an interesting point, and from a critical thinker on Twitter, I kind of tend to agree with this, is Djokovic as an overall player has improved. No doubt. He continues to improve. But his general baseline game, in terms of his shot tolerance especially, I think and someone else said this, has definitely declined a little bit. That's not to say that his level overall has decreased or declined, but his specific baseline game has declined a little bit. And on top of that, the counter to that, though, is that his serve has improved a hell of a lot. His volley game has improved a hell of a lot. His drop shot, his feel at the net has improved immensely. And he's a more complete player. I think that's probably fair to say. Obviously, he's getting older, so he's still a phenomenal athlete. But, people don't realize how good an athlete he was about 3-4 years ago, especially, and how almost impossible it was to get him to hit unforced errors from the baseline. Now it's different. He knows he's adapted his game because for longevity, he has to play slightly more aggressive. So there are going to be more unforced errors, but also there will be more winners. There will be more free points on the serve. He will come to the net and he'll finish off points in the net. He's just got more layers to his game. And it's not necessarily worse or better. It's different, but it works. And that's why he's won 3 out of the 4 Grand Slams, because he's adapted. Matthew says rallies over 9 shots. Zverev was winning yesterday. Yeah, so I think it was it shots 1 to 4? It was even. Shots 4 to 9, it was even. And Zverev, was edging Djokovic in the rallies over 9 shots. It just shows that Zverev's shot tolerance is very good. Djokovic I do think he was definitely more aggressive than we've seen him, even in this new adapted or evolved version of Djokovic, where he does go for a bit more on the forehand, especially, which is why we saw more errors. But Zverev is it's quite a good matchup, I think, genuinely. I don't think I would, which is crazy to say, I think Zverev is probably one of the only players on tour that I think he would prefer to face Djokovic, when we're talking about on hard courts, than Medvedev on hard courts. I think most other players will want to face Medvedev than Djokovic because of how complete Djokovic is. But as I said, the style, and there's a phrase in boxing when you say styles make fights, and that's kind of the same here. Styles do make tennis matches as well to a degree, because you will have certain people that are ranked a huge amount higher in the rankings. They're I don't know, number 4 in the world, and they will lose to someone who's 25 on a regular basis. The head-to-head is in favor of that 25th ranked player, and that's because the specific style is just not good for them. Matthew says there's an argument that if Medvedev had Novak draw at the US Open, it would have damaged his chances. I disagree. I think Medvedev would have dispatched Nishikori and Brooksby a lot easier than Novak did. Yeah, I kind of tend to agree a little bit. I don't think Djokovic played that well in the US Open, to be honest with you. And in saying, when I say didn't play that well comparatively to how we know he can play, his optimum level. I don't think he was playing that for sure. I mean, it's very hard to disagree with you, to be honest with you. I agree 100%. I think that, honestly, no, if you look at it from a purely, just comparing Djokovic to Djokovic, he probably played his best tournament in the Australian Open, I would say. Wimbledon, he played quite well. But again, I don't think he was playing his best. But he still managed to win it. Shows how good he is. Then, Djokovic goes to the French Open, and he played very well. Sorry, the French Open was before Wimbledon even. Sorry, what am I talking about? And he played really, really well there. So Australian and the French, I thought he played some phenomenal tennis. Then we go to Wimbledon, and I don't think he played that well there, honestly. But it didn't matter. He was just much better than everyone else, right? His B level was better than everyone else's A level, and that was the stark reality of it. Then he got to the US Open. Oh, we started here. Oh, hello. Oh, I've got really, really distracted. Right, so Medvedev started. It's a good serve out wide, and Zverev drags that return out. So 15 love here. Medvedev got starting quickly, so I need to make sure I'm paying attention. 15 love here. The Russian goes second serve into the backhand of Zverev. Good return into the backhand corner, and then a slice down the line from Zverev. Forehand to forehand, and Medvedev Trying to target Zverev forehand, and it does work as Zverev tries to go for quite a bit on that forehand down the line and drifts wide. So 30 love to Daniil Medvedev here. A good start for the Russian. Matthew says Novak seems to be drawn into insanely long rallies versus Brooksby and Zverev. That can't be good for him. I agree. Good serve from Medvedev out wide, and it's unreturned serve from Zverev, who goes long with the forehand. So 40 love, very good start here for Daniil Medvedev. That's the thing, though. He's trying to avoid that, Matthew. So that's why he started going for more and he made more mistakes. Good from Medvedev down the tee, and Zverev goes into the net. So a fantastic start for Daniil Medvedev. 1 game to love. I think that's why he's adapted his game, right? So the forehand is more of a weapon, as we said. Obviously, the serve is much better as well. And overall, I think he's just been very good. He's been very good at being able to adjust his game. But sometimes he does go into what is his most natural, his most natural form, which is I'm going to outlast you. And sometimes he'll do that because he's under pressure so much, and everyone does that. And I feel like he does that at times, and that's why he gets into those long rallies. Zverev trying to go down the tee with a big serve, but goes long. So second serve here, early doors for Medvedev to have a look at. If I'm Zverev, I go with that short slice out wide, even on the second serve. But he goes kick serve down the tee to the backhand, and then forehand to forehand here. Oh, and Zverev drifts that forehand long. So Zverev yet to get on the board here with a point even. So 1 love and 15 love. Zverev's, I wonder how tired he is from yesterday as well. Obviously, he played the later game. They did that because I think Djokovic obviously had played the evening before. But now Zverev's having to do the same. Good serve from Zverev down the tee, and Medvedev goes wide with the forehand return, trying to go in to out. So 15 all here. Zverev needs to serve extremely well today. Medvedev, of course, very far back. And it's a fantastic serve again down the tee, hitting those corners, and Medvedev blocks the backhand return long. So 30-15 here. A good start for Zverev. Aces to double faults, by the way. This is incredible. We'll go through them in a second. What a serve out wide. Again, beautiful. And Medvedev can't get that 40-15. So aces to double fault, the ratio, 2021 season overall, 2.6. So 2.6 aces for every double fault. But, good serve out wide. Good return, though, from Medvedev. He's just drifted wide. Sorry, long even with that forehand. That looked like it clipped the line, but it hasn't. So this is incredible. And also the courts will help. But 2.6 is the ratio of aces to double faults for Zverev throughout the whole 2021 season, right? In Turin, so in this tournament, the ratio has been 13.3. So 13.3 aces for every double fault. That is really good. Much better from Zverev, for sure. Good serve out wide from Medvedev. Clips the top of the net with the forehand, though. Here we go. We're into the rally. Forehand to forehand. Medvedev goes long with the forehand. So a little opening here, little glimpse early doors here for Alexander Zverev. And he very much will be hoping for a second serve here. Medvedev trying to go out wide, but crashes the serve into the net. Second serve here then for Zverev to have a look at. Goes to the backhand. Zverev crunches that cross court. Medvedev goes cross court as well. Forehand cross court from Medvedev. Goes down the middle with a forehand short. Zverev doesn't cash in though. He goes with the forehand, but going into the Medvedev forehand a lot. So it's clearly a tactic. And Medvedev does break down eventually on the forehand as he goes into the net. So love 30 here. And Zverev has got definitely got an inroad here. This is a huge point, you'd say, early doors in this set. Zverev goes love 40 up. He's going to be sniffing around, that's for sure. Here you go, Medvedev goes out wide. Good return, though, from Zverev from the first serve. It's a short forehand from Medvedev and a huge backhand from Alexander Zverev. Absolutely huge on the rise. Drives through it. And he's love 40 here. Medvedev is love 40 on his service game. He's in trouble. He's in a bunch of trouble here. It's love 40. Alexander Zverev absolutely crunched that backhand. Well, Medvedev goes out wide, but drifts that first serve long. So a second serve here. Zverev's probably licking his lips here. Oh, but it's a slice. Interesting. It's a good second serve, to be fair, from Medvedev. Zverev just tries to get it back in play. I think he wants to put pressure on Medvedev. Probably a bit defensive and actually blocks the forehand slice return long. So one break point burnt. He's still got 2 to go. As Medvedev goes into the net, he's struggling a little bit with his first serve here. So this is a chance, Zverev. Goes very good second serve. Clips the service line into the backhand. And then, Zverev gets very fortunate. He gets very, very fortunate with the backhand. He clips the top of the net and it just drops over and he gets the early break here. 2-1. He looks so calm, as does Medvedev. Very, very weird. Not much emotion being shown from either player. Zverev's 2-1 up here and he's got the early break. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. So 2-1 here. Alexander Zverev a break up. Guys, well, thank you very much for tuning in. Please do remember to like the video if you don't mind. It really does help us out a great deal. And also do subscribe to the channel. Liking the video and subscribing helps us out so much. I do appreciate it. Please do get involved. Zverev, a break up here, an early break up here. And let's see in terms of votes, 50-50. We've got in the votes, so very nip and tuck. So you guys clearly thinking it's going to be close for sure. And I can see why. But yeah, please do remember to like the video. It helps us out a great deal. So big thumbs up button. It really does help us to grow and helps with the algorithm. And do subscribe to the channel as well for more content like this. Thank you very much. If you have already liked and subscribed, thank you. I do appreciate it. And do click the notification bell as well to get alerted to all the new videos. Thank you very much. Medvedev is struggling a little bit in that service game with his first serve. Yeah, crazy. Might be a strange start. I would have thought Medvedev would have looked to jump on him after Zverev's long match yesterday. It's true. It's just a good point, honestly. I think, yeah, I would have expected it as well, actually. Medvedev just looks a little bit subdued. I think he might be slightly, not worried, but he's probably thinking Zverev played really well against Djokovic. And I'm not sure. I don't know. Medvedev just doesn't quite look like he's settled in yet, that's for sure. Good backhand return, though, into win from Medvedev. Backhand to backhand. A lot of first serves being returned, by the way, early doors here, which is quite surprising. Zverev goes down the line with the backhand. It's a forehand down the line from Medvedev. Beautiful backhand on the line from Zverev. It's a short ball, puts it away into the forehand corner. Now he says, how damaging would it be psychologically for Zverev to lose to Medvedev again? It's funny, right? Because he's actually got the better head-to-head. Well, no, sorry. Medvedev's only got a 6-5 head-to-head. But the last 5 meetings he's won. I think it's probably quite bad psychologically for Zverev if he loses here, no doubt. I think it would be pretty poor. Okay, goes long. Medvedev with the backhand returns. A 30 love here. Right, 30 love. Zverev goes out wide and just goes long. So that'll be a second serve for Medvedev to have a look at. Goes down the middle to the backhand to backhand. Then a forehand cross court from Medvedev. Zverev very tentatively going with that forehand. Clips the line as Medvedev with a forehand. He's definitely trying to push Zverev here, but fails to do so as he makes the error. 40 love. It's interesting. Medvedev's trying to be more the aggressor, I think. I think Zverev being a bit more calculated in his aggression so far is how I see it anyway. The 40 love here, Zverev in a good spot. Well, I think he made that. Oh, he has. It's a beautiful ace down the tee. There may be a challenge. Will there be? Let's see. No. Is he challenging it? No, he's not. He's not challenging it, I don't think. So 3-1 here. A very good start from Alexander Zverev. He's serving really well. Medvedev now will try and find his first serve. He struggled with it in the previous game, and Zverev made him pay behind the second serve. All good from Medvedev, but what a return from Zverev into out, sorry, with the backhand, then clips the top of the net cord and wins the rally. Into out from Medvedev. He's on the front foot, but Zverev pushes him back with a beautiful backhand with great depth. Here we go, forehand down the line from Medvedev. Zverev gets across, crunches the backhand cross court. Medvedev changes up and goes down the line with the backhand. Then backhand up the middle from Zverev. That looks long, and it is long. Very good from both players there. Good shot tolerance and some good angles found as well. Much better. Much, much better. Really impressive. 15-love to Daniil Medvedev. And he'll need first serves. He needs them. He finds one, but Zverev seems to be returning all the first serves. Crazy. And that's a huge forehand. Has he made that? Oh, what a forehand. Medvedev, I'm not quite sure. I'm not sure whether he's got a lot less on that first serve. I can't see the speed. There's no speedometer or anything around. But Zverev is reading the Medvedev serve really well right now. That first serve goes long, so second serve here. He's been returning. It'll be interesting to see at the end of the set, if this carries on, how many returns he's made off that first serve. Here we go. Backhand down the line from Medvedev, and then a huge into-in forehand from Medvedev. Zverev trying to go to the backhand. Medvedev goes, I'm going to crunch my into-in forehand there, and whips it down the line for a clean winner. Really impressive. It was a slice from Zverev. It didn't have enough on it, and Medvedev made him hay. All good from Medvedev, but very good return from Zverev. Reads the serve again, then tries to pass him with the backhand on the line. Oh, what a forehand! Oh, what a forehand from Zverev. It's so well read. He goes backhand. The backhand pass is not very good from Zverev, but it's got a lot of pace on it. Medvedev has to leap, gets the volley. It's not a particularly great volley, but it's not bad. Zverev reads it, gets across, and hits the forehand into the open court. Beautiful anticipation from the German. 30-all. Medvedev with a big serve, and it's a block return from Zverev. Then a huge forehand into out. Then Zverev goes very deep with that backhand. I think we've got a challenge here, as it was called out. If he's wrong here, Medvedev will lose a point. He's wrong. It's in. Oh, it's clipped the baseline just. Oh, dear. Medvedev. Crazy. So another breakpoint opportunity here. This is carnage so far. What a serve. What a return. He's reading the serve well. That's a beautiful into-out forehand from Medvedev. He's on the charge here, and yeah, he does. He managed to save that breakpoint with some really good hitting on the forehand side into that backhand of Alexander Zverev. Really good from Daniil Medvedev. Very good composure to save that breakpoint. And we have 3-1 and juice. Here you go. Medvedev goes out wide, crashes that serve into the net. There you go. Backhand up the line. Oh, he's just missed that forehand. He's just missed that forehand. Right. Yeah, just. You can see. Well, I say just by a couple of inches, to be fair. Advantage to Daniil Medvedev here. Good serve. Good return, though. Also, I think it's a let first serve. Zverev is just managing to get these first serves back, and I have to say that his reading of the game is very good. Or the serve even is very, very good. Or forehand cross court from Medvedev. Short return from Zverev there. Medvedev in control of this rally, and yeah, Zverev slices into the net on the backhand side. So a very good hold from Daniil Medvedev in the end. Guys, as well, thank you very much for tuning in. 3-2 here to Alexander Zverev. Still a break up. Needs to consolidate it again here to go 4-2 up. Please remember to like the video if you don't mind. It really does help us out a great deal. It's a big thumbs up button. It's free. It's quick. It's easy. I do appreciate it. And also do subscribe to the channel as well for more videos like this. Thank you very much. So far, so good, I think. To be fair, very, very good from Alexander Zverev. Medvedev starting to do a lot better, I think, in the rallies. Interesting. 2021 on hard court. For for the season, he's normally about half a meter behind the baseline. Against Zverev, he's at 1.5 meters behind the baseline. Very interesting. Zverev pushing him back with power and depth. Average rate length on serve on hard courts, 4 shots for Zverev versus Medvedev, 7 shots. Crazy. Really, really crazy. And we've got Venu as well here to join us.
Hey, Fizan, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, all good. All good. Matthew says Zverev has to grab this set. Medvedev's level has been poor, but he can switch at any time. Massive set for Sasha. Yeah, he needs to win this set, but he's off to a fantastic start. A break up here at 3-2.
Yeah, good start here from Zverev, isn't it, Fizan?
Yeah, serving really well. I think Medvedev was struggling with the first serve in that game when he got broken, and I think Zverev's been reading the serve really well. I didn't think there'd be a lot of first serve returns made, but he's made a lot of good returns and probably returned better than I expected, honestly. So very impressive for sure from Alexander Zverev here. Right, here we go. So 3-2, Alexander Zverev looking to consolidate the break here at 3-2 to go 4-2 up. Good serve out wide, and Medvedev just paws it and doesn't get it anywhere near getting over the net there. So not ideal from the Russians' point of view. Guys, well, thank you very much for tuning in. Please do remember to smash the like button if you're watching on YouTube. It's a big thumbs up button. Really does help us out, and do subscribe to the channel. If you're watching on Twitter, do like the stream and retweet it if you don't mind. And if you're on Twitch, do follow us and like it as well. Thank you. Good serve again from Zverev.
Yeah, he's serving well, isn't he, Fizan?
Yeah, serving into the corners. Medvedev not being able to return that. Medvedev hasn't served that badly in that second service game, but Zverev's read it very well. Interesting that Medvedev taking a few steps back, I think anticipating the serve out wide, completely misread it because Zverev tried to go down the tee, actually. Zverev goes to the backhand of Medvedev, then backhand to backhand exchange here. Zverev opens up with the into-out forehand. Medvedev sticks to that backhand into-in from Zverev now as well, trying to dictate in the point here, and he's drifted that forehand wide, though. So 30-15 here. And Alexander Zverev still in a pretty decent position, but won't want to have any difficult games here. A breakup, as Matthew says, will need to try and win this set as soon as possible, really, because Medvedev, you'd imagine, his level won't stay at this type of level for very long. Zverev was down the tee, big serve, good return from Medvedev, down the middle, but good depth, and then slice from Zverev down the line to the forehand of Medvedev. Good forehand from Medvedev down the line himself. Then backhand cross court. Zverev goes into out with a forehand. Loopy backhand from Medvedev. Zverev tries to cash in. But flipping it. God, these guys are just going on. These courts are super quick, but they're not making it look quick. They're getting the movement is very good from both these guys. Oh, and I think that's gone long. Yeah, it has from Medvedev. He makes the mistake. He goes long with the backhand on the line. And that's funny because you don't normally associate Medvedev with making too many mistakes. But Zverev has been very solid, I think, throughout this tournament. Obviously, the one match that he has lost was against Medvedev when he lost the deciding tiebreaker in the group stages, but still managed to come through, and he's trying to get revenge here. Both looking for their second ATP Finals trophy as well.
Did they both meet in the in the group stages?
Correct, yeah.
And who won that game?
Medvedev won in the final set tiebreak. Yeah, so it's very tight.
But Fizan, what is the website you're using for the stats?
It's Tennis24.
Thank you. So I can feed back to the viewers.
So 4-2 here. Points won less than 5 shots. 12 for Zverev, only 1 for Medvedev. Crazy. So Zverev winning the basically all the shorter points. Oh, that into-in forehand, from Zverev goes long. Makes the mistake there, though. A second serve return opportunity as well. Didn't cash in as he should have. 15-love Medvedev. Medvedev goes out wide. Drifts that serve long, though. So a second serve here for Zverev. Needs to cash in here. Goes to the backhand. Good backhand return from Zverev. Good depth. Then crunches the forehand down the line. Decent from Medvedev. just making Zverev move into an uncomfortable position on the backhand side as he slices into the net. So 30 love, good angles used from Medvedev there. Interestingly, 55% of you saying Medvedev to win, 45% Zverev, so very tight actually in the poll so far. Medvedev goes out wide with a serve, but goes long. So a second serve here for Zverev to have a look at.
He hasn't been hitting many of his first serves in, has he, Medvedev?
No, he hasn't. No,
well,
no. He struggled on the first serve rhythm for sure. Oh, Zverev not making him pay though for that. As he goes long with the forehand, he'll be disappointed because I think that's 3 second serves in a row, and he hasn't really cashed in at all, Zverev. Yeah, Medvedev just struggling with his rhythm a little bit on the first serve for sure. Good serve out wide from Medvedev though, and he holds to love. So a very good hold. And it's funny because the 2 games where he has held, he's held to love, and the 1 game he didn't, he got broken. So a kind of weird pattern there. Oh, 4-3 here. Zverev still a break up and looking to consolidate that. Guys, well, thank you very much for tuning in. Please remember to like the video if you don't mind. Helps us out a great deal. And do subscribe to the channel. Thank you for tuning in. You're all eligible for doing so. Do click the notification bell as well to get alerted to all the new videos. I'm just going to get a tissue ready, if you don't mind, just taking over like 2 secs.
Yeah, go for it. So, yeah, good start here from Zverev. I think Medvedev has to get his first serves in. But he's been hoping to break soon, that's for sure.
Yeah, so 4-3 here. And Zverev, I think, has been playing pretty well, honestly, so far. Served very well. And of course, it's important on these quick courts to do that.
Yeah, that's true.
It is indeed. Obviously, a very, very impressive win from Zverev yesterday against Djokovic as well, winning in 3 sets. I mean, quite surprisingly, I think, to some in the way that he won, but I think the matchup-wise, he actually prefers playing Djokovic than to Medvedev. Medvedev hits the ball so low over the net. He doesn't like having to bend down. He's 6'6". He doesn't want to be bending down low to hit those backhands and forehands especially as well, where Medvedev just hits so flat with hardly any clearance over the net. Right, 4-3 here, new balls. Yeah, 23 minutes, 4-3 and new balls. Some quick points here, as Venu's pointed out. Well, he starts off with a beautiful ace out wide. Wow. Beautiful shape.
Does a good serve. He's serving well. That's what you got to do to close out a set.
Yeah, serving very well, his Zverev. 4-3 up. If he goes 5-3 up, it'll be very, very difficult. Yeah, Matthew says Zverev can't give Medvedev a sniff. Needs 2 focused service games to see this out. Agreed. And easier said than done, but yeah, you'd expect him to. We shall see. Just clips the line with that second serve. There you go, forehand to forehand. When Zverev goes in to win with the backhand, and Medvedev makes a mistake. He's just leaking some errors here, Daniil Medvedev, which is quite surprising because he's normally very good when it comes to limiting those errors. But he's been a little bit loose here.
Yeah, agreed, Fazan. I think a lot of loose points and giving lots of free points as Zverev make his life a lot easier this set.
Agreed. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, good serve from Zverev down the tee, and Medvedev just shanks that really wide. He's struggling on the return of Zverev, which is interesting because obviously they've already played, right? But he's struggling to read the serve, which is interesting. Zverev, I think, going down the tee a lot more, which is giving Medvedev a lot less time. But Medvedev stands so far back, you'd expect him to not struggle so much. Zverev goes, oh, double fault. Oh, dear, this is not good. This could be the start. So an interesting stat, though, Venu. So he's, in terms of ratios, so for the whole 2021 season, he served 2.6 aces per every double fault, right? In this tournament, he served 13.3 aces per every double fault. So huge difference. Oh, he's drifted that drive forehand long though. Oh, that was an opportunity to seal the game really easily, and he's hit that long.
Oh dear.
But, I mean, that shows how well he served in this tournament. Obviously, the courts are quicker, so it gives you more, you will serve more aces generally anyway. But the fact that he's hardly served any double faults and the amount of aces he served, I think the ratio is obviously very impressive.
That is
13 aces compared to every double fault is ridiculous. Yesterday, he served 139 mile per hour second serve.
That's mad.
Yeah, second serve out wide to the backhand of Medvedev. Forehand to forehand here. Zverev, you can tell he just wants Medvedev to make a mistake. He's not playing super attacking here. He's playing pretty neutral tennis here, just waiting for Medvedev to make a mistake. Yeah, here we go. Medvedev goes cross court with his own forehand. I think Zverev's going to have to mix it up here. He can't just wait for the mistake. He does. He goes down the line. He takes the risk. Comes forward. It's a shorter ball from Medvedev. Very well played from Alexander Zverev. Well done. Well formulated as well. That point. Managing to be the one to go on the front foot. He took the risk going down the line with the forehand. It paid off. And 23 shots that rally. And Zverev in the end putting away that short ball from Medvedev very impressively. 5-3 up and 1 game away from winning this first set here.
Interesting tactics from Zverev there. I think Medvedev could be more aggressive.
Agreed. I think maybe he's being a bit tentative to be as aggressive because he's made so many errors so far. When he has, maybe as well.
That is true. But
good return from Zverev, flipping it cross court, beautiful depth, and then there you go. Medvedev goes into the net with a forehand. Very uncharacteristic.
Wow, what's going on? Something's going on.
Something's going on. Average top spin speed, both for Zverev and Medvedev, and Zverev is hitting the ball substantially harder on both sides. Zverev's not happy with someone in the crowd, but it's a missed return as he clips top of the net and it goes wide. So 15-all. Guys, well, thank you very much for tuning in. Please do remember to smash the like button if you don't mind and subscribe to the channel. Helps us out a great deal. Thank you. Good serve from Medvedev, but Zverev in the rally, forehand to forehand here. This is definitely a pattern. I think both are more comfortable on the backhand, which is why we're seeing this forehand to forehand. Here we go, slice from Zverev. He reads the volley from Medvedev, gets across, but can't quite pass Medvedev. Did you see that point where Zverev got across to the volley and then hit the forehand in the open court? Beautiful point.
I didn't see that. Was that before I came on?
Yeah.
I didn't watch that.
Yeah. It was a very, very good point. So 30-15 here. Goes down the tee. Good serve from Medvedev. I think that's gone long, and it has from Zverev. So extremely good from Medvedev. Much better on the serve here. 40-15 up. And to be fair, apart from that one blemish in that service game, he started to serve better. He started to find his first serve a lot more as well. It makes a huge difference. Goes out wide, Medvedev with the forehand, and then goes again as Zverev slices deep, then slices again. Good defensive work, is it? No, it's not. He drifts that one out. So 5-4 here, and he'll have to serve for the set. Medvedev will make him serve for the set. Very much in the balance here. Who are you backing, Benny?
Zverev to take the set, but I think Medvedev will win overall.
Okay.
But Medvedev showing how he needs to play. I think Zverev is being quite neutral, and he set that point up with a big forehand cross court.
Yeah.
That's what he needs to do. And let's see what happens the next game. But Zverev will be hoping to get some aces in, some good first serves in, because he didn't serve too well last service game. But he managed 100%. To get through, scrape through that.
Yeah, I agree. Couldn't say it better myself. I think Medvedev he knows what he needs to do. It's just whether he can implement it. And at the moment, he's struggling a little bit to do so. But he definitely knows what to do. Just whether he can do it.
Just shows that if you can serve well, it just puts less pressure on the returning game.
Yeah, agreed. Manager says, going by the body language, Medvedev looks like that one Looks like the one that played last night. Okay. SHD Gaming 007 says, can we see the match instead of listening? Unfortunately, because of copyright issues, we can't show the match. You can watch it, though, on Amazon Prime. That's where I'm watching it now if you are in, I think, the UK or in Europe. If you're not in Europe, I think in the US, you can use a VPN to watch on Amazon Prime as well. Or I think it may be on Tennis Channel, but I'm not 100% sure.
Would it be on ESPN?
Potentially on ESPN, yeah.
Okay.
Good serve from Zverev down the tee to start off, though. 15 love, a clean ace. Beautiful serving.
Reminds me of you when you serve well. It's just like, what can you do? Makes a huge difference, doesn't it?
It does make a huge difference, or he does. Hitting your spots as well. The thing is, these guys are so good, right? Serving, returning wise as well, that if they don't serve well, even if they serve first serves down the middle of the box, they'll capitalize. So serve volley, really good serve volley from Zverev as well. Good depth from that volley right in the corner. Medvedev does well to even get near that, to be honest with you, but can't get it over the net. So 30 love.
That was a second serve as well. That's impressive.
Yeah.
I tried a few volleys when we played on Friday.
Yeah.
And it's a good tactic. It shortens the point and puts more pressure on your opponent.
It's a good variation, I think, for sure.
Yeah, sure.
And yeah, it shortens the points. Agreed. Beautiful serve out wide again from Zverev. Beautiful serving here. 40 love. The thing is, if you've got a big enough serve and you're hitting the right angles, then it's a very good tactic to use. It definitely closes off the court for the returner, and it punishes any returns that are not deep and directed in corners. Good serve from Zverev. It's a decent return from Medvedev down the middle, and it's a mistake, though, from Zverev. So he burns one set point, but he's got two more to go. SHD Gaming 007 says, no problem at all. No problem at all.
He got 2 set points.
Yeah.
He should get this. Another big serve. That's what you need.
Oh, good serve. Oh, has he made that return? No, he hasn't. He's just gone long. I think he's going to... I think he might.
He missed it.
No, he's not. I thought he'd challenge it, but is he challenging it? He is.
But going by Zverev's reaction, I think that's out.
Yeah, it's long. So that's... Medvedev looks so annoyed right now. I don't think I've ever seen someone as annoyed as him right now. He looks very... I don't know, there's something about him that he just doesn't look particularly happy right now, does he? He really doesn't.
Just not in the right mental space at the moment. It doesn't look...
Agreed. 100%. Guys, well, thank you very much for tuning in. I do appreciate it. Please remember to smash the like button if you don't mind. And also do subscribe to the channel. It really does help us out a huge amount. We're just going to go through the stats. Venue as well, if you want to go through any of the... if you want to go through the stats, you can as well. I've got them up here as well on the screen. So, yeah. I mean, in terms of aces, none. So, do you want to go through it? You go through it.
Yeah, 4 aces compared to 0 for Zverev. But the real difference is the first serve points won. That was the big difference that set. 16 out of 18. I think at one point it was 100% at one point, like only a couple of games ago. But you can see that Medvedev had a lot more points on his second serve, which probably swayed the set towards Zverev, and he didn't have any break points to save as well, Zverev, because he was serving a lot better than Medvedev. So that's
quite a damning stat, isn't it? That have not serving a single ace on these courts that are so quick. Like we've seen people serving like 10 aces, 15 aces in a set, literally. So the fact that he hadn't served a single one, I think shows how well Zverev was returning. He may not have won a lot of those points, to be fair, because obviously there's only one break of serve, but Zverev did really well even to just read the serve. I thought he was reading the serve really well. I actually do think, considering how Medvedev played in this set, he's not playing anywhere near his top level. I think Zverev potentially could have won this set by even more of a margin, but it doesn't matter. He's a set up. That's all that matters. And you can see return points won. 31% of the first serve points won for Zverev is a huge amount, right? Compared to 11% for Medvedev. He's only won 2 out of the 18 first serve points from Zverev, right? So it just shows how well Zverev's done behind the first serve. And you said about the serve volley, which I think is a huge difference. And then look at this. Look at this stat. 9 winners compared to 9 unforced errors. 1 winner compared to 8 unforced errors. So definitely something going on with Medvedev, making a lot of like errors and not really just playing the type of tennis we've seen from him today. Anyway, in this
Needs
tournament,
to be more aggressive.
agreed. And he is here at the start here. Fantastic forehands, clips the baseline as well. He's crunching it at the moment. He's definitely seems well, it seems like he's had a chat with us. But no, really good from Medvedev so far, but good from Zverev as well. I think he drifted wide with that backhand on the line. They might challenge that. But good start from Medvedev. The issue I think he's got is that Zverev is returning pretty much all. Oh my God, is that out? Oh my God, is that? No, it's in, isn't it? That's in.
Oh my days.
That's in, isn't it?
Are
It
they
is in.
replaying the
So
point?
yeah, they replay the point, and Zverev this time doesn't make the first serve return. He goes wide, so 15 love. But the issue I think is that Zverev's making so many returns back, like it's not expected in the game so far in this tournament because the courts are so quick. There haven't been many return points won, but Zverev's managing to win a larger portion than expected, I think. And Medvedev is such a good server for the most part. Now, if he says something is definitely not right with Medvedev, agreed. I don't know whether he might be fine physically, but I think at the moment something's bothering him, it looks like. It might just be that Zverev's bothering him because he's playing quite well, to be honest with you as well.
Who did Medvedev play in the semi-final?
He played Casper Ruud, so he had a substantially easier opponent. He won his straight sets. Casper Ruud did really well to the semi-finals, a really young talent, only 22. But Medvedev got through that pretty comfortably. It's a double fault.
That's poor.
He just doesn't look. I don't know. He just doesn't look quite like the Medvedev we've seen throughout the whole week. It's bizarre. The crowd trying to cheer him on. I think.
Come on, Daniil. I want a close game here.
Well, a lot of people, and I think, and let's have a look at the votes. I think the majority of people were saying Medvedev to win. Let's see if that's changed now on the channel. All good from Medvedev cross court. Zverev slices down the line, and Medvedev goes cross court with a forehand, then goes up the line with the forehand. It's a slice from Zverev, goes long though with it. So it will be 30 all here, and that was an important point because he loses that point. He has to save 2 break points, and that would have been an absolute nightmare for Medvedev early doors here, potentially going a set and a break down, which would have been absolute carnage, to be honest with you.
Missed opportunity there from Zverev, I think.
Agreed. Oh, fantastic return on the forehand. Comes forward, crunches the backhand cross court. Wow. Beautiful from Alexander Zverev. Sorry, Brendan, what were you saying?
Well, he's got break point now, but the more ruthless players would have got 2 break points there. But he's got a break point now, fair to him. So what a return that was. Deep. Medvedev can only slice that back, and he was short, and he comes up and crunches that backhand cross court. Yeah. Lovely tennis.
Yeah, agreed. 30-40 here. Medvedev second serve into the backhand of Zverev. Backhand up the line from Medvedev, clips the baseline, then goes cross court. And Medvedev manages to get broken here early doors. Oh, dear. With the mistake on the forehand. Zverev with the early break, similar to the first set. This could be over if Medvedev doesn't manage to sort himself out ASAP.
Like we see the graphic of Zverev's first placement has been, well above Medvedev this game, but that was poor for Medvedev. At least,
I mean, look at the placement, right? I mean, only 20% down the middle in the middle of the box. So 20% in one side, the other side, everything has been in corners. It's incredible. That was the ad side. Everything was in corners there. Guys, well, there's a lot of you in the chat. I think nearly 40 of you. Thank you very much for tuning in. Please do remember to smash the like button. It's a big thumbs up button. It doesn't cost you anything. It really does help us out. I do appreciate it. And do subscribe to the channel as well for more content like this. Reviews, interviews with other players, etc. And collabs with people like The Slice and Gil Gross. And, of course, do click the notification bell as well to get alerts to all the new videos. You're all legends for joining and tuning in. I do appreciate it. Thank you very much. Zverev making the mistake there, just putting the short ball long. He'll be disappointed with that.
He got to that.
He did. He did all that legwork. Literally did all the legwork.
But Medvedev mixing up there a bit, but he needs a break here, I reckon.
100%.
But at least make Zverev hit a winner there, but just poor unforced errors from Medvedev at the moment. He needs to cut these out to get back into this match.
I agree.
Let alone in this set.
I agree. 100%. 100%. He needs to definitely tighten up Medvedev. And it doesn't seem to have a particularly strong game plan right now. It's almost just try and hang in there at the moment.
Yeah.
Good serve from Zverev down the tee. And it's another unreturned serve. So Zverev serving really well here. And it's definitely night and day in terms of the serving performance so far anyway.
All he has to do is a break up already. He's on the hard work. Just serve as he's doing. And there's nothing much you can do. And
oh, what a serve again. It's a short return. Zverev puts away the backhand and crunches it cross court. Medvedev goes the wrong way. I mean, he's helpless there really when the ball's that short. But good movement from Zverev. And it just shows these players at the top level, they will punish anything short. They really will. Votes-wise, 54% of you still voting for Medvedev. So still giving him a good chance.
Look how high. Sorry, Fazal. Look how high he hits that backhand cross court.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Exactly. They love they don't mind the ball being that high. They'll drive through it. It just shows their technique holds up when hitting it that high, and it's very impressive. And it's not the easiest thing to do, right, as a club player. But beautiful ace from Zverev there. 40-15, flipping heck, he's serving well.
It's like a serving masterclass at the moment, Fazan.
It is, yeah. It is, for sure. Thing is, it doesn't take into account as well. Aces don't count if you get a racket on it. So Medvedev's getting a racket on all of these, so they won't be reflected in the stats.
I think
Zverev slices that long. What are you saying?
I think they should have a stat like, do they have like unreturnable serves or?
They've got return points 1 percentage, so I guess whatever's not 1, but they should have unreturned serves. I think forced errors is another one, because forced errors is where it's not an unforced error, but it's just a good shot, but it's not a winner either because you've got a racket on it, but you just haven't managed to do enough of it because it's quite hard. So that should be another stat. But beautiful from Zverev down the tee, serving so well. The shape and the pace and just the way he's hitting it is sweet, sweet timing off his racket when serving. And it's very hard for Medvedev here at the moment. And he needs to now find his rhythm on the serve to at least put any return any return worries behind him, because he doesn't want to have to worry about having to get broken again as well. Goes out wide. Oh, what a return from Zverev. He puts his hand up to apologize. I don't know whether it's because he clipped the top of the net, but that is really good anticipation there. You read it so well. Look at this movement on the return. Beautiful from Zverev. And he's just winning the serve return battle, and it makes such a big difference. It really does when you do.
Why serve to his forehand? It's like when I play you, because you're such a good return on the forehand.
Yeah, well, Zverev is actually better on his backhand.
Oh, is he?
Yes, so that's why he's doing it. But what a forehand from Daniil Medvedev. It's a shorter return, and Medvedev crunches this into the open court. Unbelievable from Daniil Medvedev. Huge from the Russian. He needs a lot more of that firepower. That's for sure to get out of this pickle.
100%. That's what he needs to do. Hit more winners.
Yeah, it's so funny, right? We say it, we're just like, it's easy, just hit more winners, and obviously, in reality, we both know it's not that easy. But as commentating analysis, you're just like, yeah, you just need to come on, just hit more winners, easy. Second serve from Medvedev, and into out backhand from Zverev, then goes down the line with a forehand, very good, and then crunches another forehand, but it's down the middle. Zverev, it's beautiful from Medvedev. Really good. Zverev didn't do well enough with the into-out forehand. He goes down the middle of the court. He hit it well, but straight at Medvedev. And Medvedev is so good at deflecting the ball. And this is something that, defensively, just so look at this. Just beautiful. Just uses the pace. Doesn't hit it too hard. Just times it beautifully into the corner there. Medvedev goes down the tee with the serve. Oh, what a backhand as well. Medvedev is turning it on. He's turning it on. That's a beautiful backhand cross court after the return from Zverev. He's starting to time the ball well, and we could have a match on our hands here.
But is it too late for Zon? Because Zverev's serving really well. Yeah,
it could be too little too late. He's going to have a blinder of a return game soon, that's for sure. 40-15 here, though, and looking to at least keep it to just the one break and stay within touching distance here. 54% of you now saying Zverev, not surprising. That it's starting to sway towards Zverev, given the scoreline. So 2 game points. His second serve down the tee to the backhand of Zverev. Slice from Medvedev. Tries to play the drop shot there, I think, but goes into the net. So 40-30. Needs a big first serve here, Daniil Medvedev. I don't think he served as well as he would have hoped behind that first serve. That's for sure. Or Zverev goes long. So that is a good hold. 2-1. And he stays within touching distance just to break down. Guys, as well, it is 2-1 here. Zverev a break up and obviously a setup. Thank you very much for tuning in. There's over 44 of you in the chat. I do appreciate it. Please do remember to smash the like button if you don't mind. It's a big thumbs up button. It really does help us out. You're all legends for tuning in and joining. But liking does help us out a great deal, growing the channel. And do subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. It's the subscribe button. It's free. It's easy. For more content like this, we will be doing streams. Hopefully the Davis Cup coming up. And we will also be doing collabs with people like Gil Gross, The Slice, etc. Other channels. And hopefully some more interviews with tennis players lined up. We already have done one with WTA player Jamie Loeb. And do click the notification bell as well to get alerted to new videos. I know I bang on about it, but liking and subscribing really does help the channel out. And it helps us to grow. And without you guys, we're not really anything as a channel. So you guys make the channel. So I do appreciate it. And you're all legends for getting involved. What's this? Medvedev minus... Oh, that's interesting. Who's the GOAT? Last decade, Djokovic. So someone's obviously a Djokovic fan there.
Did Medvedev win last year?
He did. So he's looking to go back-to-back Medvedev. For Zverev, he won in 2018. So he beat Djokovic in straight sets, actually, in 2018 in the final. So he's looking to win his second one as well. So whoever wins... 2019, Stefanos Tsitsipas.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. Matthew says, Zverev will never get a chance to stop the losing run against Medvedev. If he loses this one, he could be Medvedev bunny rabbit for years. So it's funny, isn't it? Because, and Rennie, I don't know if you know this, but the head-to-head is 6-5 to Medvedev, but he's won the last 5 matches.
Who?
Medvedev.
Wow.
Against Zverev. So this is a big chance for Zverev to break that duck, really, and also equal up the head-to-head. Big from Zverev down the tee. What a great start. 15 love. He's just... I'm not sure what you do.
When you serve, incredibly, it's like, what can you do?
Sometimes, if someone's serving that well, there's not really much you can do. That's a good return from Medvedev. You read it well, to be fair. But the problem is, as soon as he got something on it, but it's short, and if Zverev is being composed, as he is being at the moment, it's very, very hard because he will just crunch the approach shot as he did there. And Medvedev just needs to try and survive, really, and make him play an extra shot and hope that Zverev makes the mistake. Which is why you need to do your business on your own service game. Otherwise, you're relying a lot on the opponent not serving that well. Oh, not a good smash from Zverev. We're into the rally here. This is a chance for Medvedev to get on the board in this game, and he doesn't. He misses the forehand down the line. That was a chance. That was a big, big chance for the big Russian.
Oh, that's poor. That's poor, Fizan.
Yeah, he did all the hard leg work there. Managed to stay on the point. Just needed to make that. Didn't even need to go for it as much as he did. He tried to go really close to the lines there. Big from Zverev down the tee.
Sorry,
here we go. Oh, fantastic forehand down the line from Medvedev. Short ball from Zverev. What a he jumps Medvedev whilst he hits that forehand, almost as if in anger to be like, I'm so sick of it. It's almost like a squash shot. It's so funny the way he's hit that. But he manages to win the points, 40-15. He must have hit the ball very hard in that last shot.
But the thing is, if someone's serving that well, it just puts pressure on the points that you have a chance in.
Exactly, it does, yeah. And that's what Medvedev's feeling right now. So he's got a chance here. He's in the rally. He's read the serve well. Now it's a drop shot. Zverev's very deep, but he gets there. Oh, what a get. And it's a beautiful touch backhand cross court. It's so good from Alexander Zverev. Beautiful touch and feel at the net from Zverev. And he holds and he consolidates the break here at 3-1. Really good play from both. Medvedev starting to show signs of why he is the US Open champion and why a lot think he is probably, alongside Djokovic, the best hard-courter in the world. But he needs to show more of that, and he's going to have to serve well here again and then try and go again in the return game. But as Venu said, the problem is, right, you need to do your work on your serve, and if you don't, then you're relying on the server to have to... He's relying on Zverev really not to have a blinder like he is doing on the serve, because if he does, it's very hard. He's going to have to try and match it, which is not easy as a returner. No matter how good a returner you are, which Medvedev is a very good returner, probably the best defensive returner in the world, but I'd say the best overall returner is Djokovic, obviously.
2 good points from Medvedev, 2 good serves.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
Too late. That's the issue.
Yeah,
we'll see.
It's interesting. I wonder whether normally he gets through his service game really quickly. I wonder whether he'll continue to do that or whether he'll slow it down a little bit to try and disrupt the rhythm of Zverev. Because I guess at the moment Zverev's in this hot streak, and the quicker he gets through his service game, Medvedev, the quicker Zverev then is still in that kind of purple patch at the moment.
You are right, Kazan. He is very quick, isn't he, Medvedev?
Yeah, look at that. Game done. Serve to love. And there's a lot of games where he'll serve to love. And to be fair, as a returner, generally, it's very disrupting to have someone serving that quickly because you don't feel like you've got time to set yourself and think about it. So what he's trying to do, he's trying to avoid the returner having time. And it's weird because the big three are the complete opposite. Djokovic and Nadal, they push the shot clock. They take their time. Whereas Medvedev is this new type of player where he wants to play as quickly as possible, and he will literally serve a game to love in 45 seconds. It's just unbelievable. Like, it's just ridiculous. You don't see it, and it's so good. Like, it's fresh, it's different, and to be honest with you, it's a very interesting way of looking at it, and it does seem to work for him for the most part, and that's why he's had the success he has recently.
However,
Federer's
a lot quicker than Nadal and Djokovic.
He is, yeah.
However, Nadal and Djokovic probably one of obviously the 2 of the 3 most successful tennis players. Do you think the younger players should take note from their book and serve a bit slower and prolong the games?
I don't think serving slower necessarily is, just because they do it, we should do it too. I don't think that it's that type of tactic. I think it's more about your mental psyche. So how do you utilize it? So Medvedev utilize it because he's in rhythm, so he tries to continue. He hits an ace, he wants to serve as quickly as possible because he's feeling the rhythm on his first serve. Those guys, they're more of the school of thought, I take my time. He's trying to rush the returner, so the return doesn't have time to anticipate. That's why.
But the issue is that, like, you tell to me when I don't serve well to take my time.
Yeah, but that's when you're not serving well. So when Medvedev isn't serving well, he will take longer. What a serve from Medvedev. Sorry, what a forehand from Medvedev cross court. But yeah, I agree. So when he's serving well, he just rushes through his games. Beautiful from Daniil Medvedev. What a pass. Really good. Really, really good. Whip that forehand cross court. Beautiful from the Russian. Really impressive. Really, really impressive. He needs more of that, Medvedev. Zverev coming to the net, and that might now deter Zverev from coming to the net, which is probably a good thing for Medvedev because he then knows, okay, well, Zverev's probably going to stay back now. I know how to approach each point. Second serve from Zverev. It's a slice return from Medvedev. No, Zverev comes. What a volley. Oh, mate. The touch and feel on that forehand volley, that drop volley is absolutely sublime. And Zverev utilizes this against Djokovic at times, and it was just so good to watch. And he's got such a complete game at times. Incredible.
Reminds me of Federer, that shot, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. You're right.
It's the class.
The field is class. It is class.
You just got to put your hand up and say, well done, mate. That's good tennis.
Agreed. 15-all, good serve out wide. And then he takes he took that early, that backhand drive, and Medvedev tries to lob him, it goes long. That was a hard backhand. That's a hard backhand volley to hit, right? He hit a drive backhand volley there, hit it early, and he managed to hit it quite cleanly as well.
He's being aggressive.
He is. He's trying to give Medvedev as little time as possible, which I guess is probably a good tactic because Medvedev has that big take back on the forehand side. 30-15 here. Big serve from Zverev, clipping the line. Here we go into the rally. Oh, what a forehand, though, from Medvedev. Absolutely huge from the Russian. 30-all here, and he's got a chance here now. He's got a chance.
That's what we've been looking for. But he's finding his game now, which is good, as Zverev hasn't got the answers.
I agree.
To this.
I mean, right in the corner there. He's just starting to be slightly more proactive in the points, and Zverev is not being able to control and dictate in the points as much as he. That's the thing.
No, he's not. Zverev is relying on his first serve.
Agreed. And Medvedev actually is reading it slightly better, and Zverev hasn't made as many first serves in this game. So this is now, if Medvedev's going to strike, it has to be now.
Second serve to look at now.
Yeah, goes. Oh, that was a quick second serve. That was a first serve. and took Medvedev by surprise. He served the first serve there, Zverev. He's back to his second serve. He was 217 kilometers per hour. So I'm pretty sure that's around the 130 mark. That's 130 mile per hour second serve. He's hit that so hard, and Medvedev just managed to get it back. And then that's it. He's on the back foot. That was very clever from Zverev. A risky tactic because he could have double faulted, but he backed himself.
That was very clever tennis from Zverev.
Yeah, high risk tennis, but it paid off, right? It paid off, to be fair. Drop shot from Medvedev, and Zverev does get there. Now it's the pass. Yeah, very good from Medvedev. Really good change of depth there. Just good drop shot. Then Zverev got up to the ball there, but he barely got there. And this is because Zverev was so far back there. Really good from Medvedev, and then just took his time on the pass, picked his spot, and just absolutely placed it beautifully past Zverev into the open court. Zverev just a sitting duck on the neck there, to be fair. Okay, it's winners in set 1 and set 2. The difference is so stark for Medvedev. 1 in the first set, 9 in the second set. He's definitely playing more aggressively, and he's definitely having more success.
He needs a break point here.
He does. Juice here. Huge point coming up. Zverev goes down the tee, comes forward for the smash. He does smash. Medvedev gets there. I think he's going to have to smash again. He does. Oh, Medvedev's not getting to that one. Beautiful get, though, from Medvedev. And do you know what? It's amazing nowadays how many smashes are returned. And that first smash is actually not that bad a smash, to be fair, but Medvedev read it so well. Really good, and he controls it so nicely. It's difficult because he's on the back foot. He's just hoping that Zverev misses the second one if he makes him play an extra ball. But Zverev puts it away. So advantage here and a huge point because he manages to hold her, and I think that's definitely a big, big plus for Zverev to then go on and win this set. Comes forward again, serve volley, and it makes a big difference when he does that. And he's thinking, I'm not going to try and hit Woody from the back of the court now. He hits a beautiful drive volley on the forehand, and he holds there. A very, very important hold. Guys, we've got over 75 of you in the chat. Thank you very much for tuning in. Please do remember to smash the like button if you don't mind. It really does help us out, liking the video, and helps the channel to grow. And please also do subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Again, helps us out a great deal. So thank you. I do appreciate it. And click the notification bell as well to get alerted to all new videos. We will be doing more streams like this and reviews, analysis, and collabs with other people as well. And liking and subscribing really does help us out. If you have already liked and subscribed, thank you very much. You're all legends for doing so. Thank you for tuning in. Here we go, 2-4 here.
So the match is at 58 minutes, and Zverev is 2 games away to win the match. Mad.
Yeah, crazy. Shows how quick some of the points have been. Oh, beautiful volley from Medvedev. Really well-constructed point. Goes forehand down the line, comes to the net. Both players starting to come to the net more, Vanny, aren't they?
I think that's what they need to do now. But Medvedev obviously needs to break back to get back into this match. But I think it just shows if someone's serving so well, you just got to realize actually it's so important for me to hold my service games.
Correct, yeah.
And the fact that Medvedev, after losing the first set, lost the first game of the second set on his serve, that's probably going to.
Oh, he's made that. Oh, he's made that. It's a drop volley from Medvedev. Zverev gets there and crunches it. I think he's made that. Medvedev missed it. Well, I don't think he missed it. I think he left it because he thought it was going out. Oh, 15-all. Great serve from Medvedev. He needs more of that. It's a slice serve. Only 175 kilometers per hour, but it doesn't matter. It's all about the placement. And it's beautiful spot serving there from Medvedev. Needs more of that.
Good serve.
Yeah, very good. 30-15. Then tries to go big down the tee, but a second serve here for Zverev to have a look at. He needs to be making more of those first serves. Oh, there you go. Do you see that? He went for a first serve on the second serve there. He took the risk and he missed it. So that's it. 30-all.
Big point.
He just missed it, but he misses it nonetheless.
This is basically a match point for. Well, it's not match point yet, but
yeah, this is a crucial point though. He doesn't want to have to concede to save another break point here. That's for sure. 30-all here. Zverev trying to make Medvedev make the mistake. He needs to be more proactive here, Zverev, if he wants to get the break here. Goes backhand up the line, then crunches the forehand cross court. Medvedev goes cross court as well. Zverev overcooks that forehand and goes long. So game point here for Medvedev. Much, much better from the Russian in terms of shot tolerance. And also, I think variety is something that we've seen more of in the second set. Both players come to the net a bit more, approach shots as well, and smashes, etc. I think that makes a big difference. They're trying to disrupt each other's rhythm. And that's why I've seen closer points. Very good serving from Medvedev out wide. And Zverev goes into the net. So much, much better from the Russian. But again, he's going to have to break at some point. So I would assume at this point it's really crunch time because Zverev holds here. He goes 5-3 up. So you'd imagine this is pretty much, as Venny was saying, this game probably determines who wins this final, you would imagine. Obviously not in reality, but you'd say in terms of the mental side of things, it'll be very hard for Medvedev to come back from 5-3 down.
For sure, Fazan. And I think Medvedev tends to win when the rally goes along from the baseline. But the issue is breaking Zverev because he's serving so well. And if you do return the serve, he'll come to the net. He's been coming to net really well and putting away any short balls.
Yeah. I think he's definitely made Medvedev think twice by serve and volleying, and that's made a huge, huge difference for sure. It really, really has. Matthew says Zverev will come under big pressure in his next 2 service games. The old Zverev would throw in double faults and get broken. Medvedev has found another level. Agreed. Let's see. Let's see now. This is it, right? This is the make or break. Now, Zverev, as Matthew said in the past, will be a bit scratchy and he might serve a couple of doubles. He hasn't done that this whole tournament. He hasn't done it, to be fair, since that Olympic final where he won the Olympic gold. He hasn't really served doubles in a row anyway for a very long time. From what I can remember, it might have happened once or twice, but it's not a regular occurrence anymore. Can he, I guess, put it to bed here by holding comfortably? Let's see. Big first serve out wide. Short returns. Zverev's got to put it away. He goes cross court with the forehand. It's a beautiful forehand. And Medvedev goes wide. And I think what Zverev's done very well in this game, in this match even so far, is anything slightly short from Medvedev, he's cashed in. He's made sure that, you know what, it's going to be my point. Big from Zverev down the tee, then goes into win with the forehand. Medvedev goes cross court, clips the baseline, and then it's a backhand on the line. It's a slice from Zverev defensively, forehand to forehand here now. Medvedev just trying to stay in the rally here, it looks like, but then it mixes it up, goes down the line with a backhand, then goes forehand down the line, taking risks here. Medvedev, good angle found on the backhand as you've got the court level view, which is beautiful to see. Clips the baseline, slice from Zverev, cross court from Zverev on the forehand, crunches that. So does Medvedev, tries to go up the line for the winner, but misses it, just goes long. Medvedev, that was such a good point as well. Really well crafted from both. And Medvedev set up the forehand on the line. It was make or break. He just missed it. Guys, we've got over 90 of you in the chat. Thank you very much for tuning in. Please remember to smash the like button and subscribe to the channel. It really does help us out. Thank you very much. I do appreciate it.
23 shots that rally Fazan. And Medvedev hasn't really been able to find that winner.
Yeah, that final finishing shot, has he? He hasn't.
He set up that point so well, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. He stayed in there quite well, I thought, Medvedev, to be fair. But 40 love here now for Zverev as Medvedev makes the mistake going into the net. Matthew says, I still don't see this being a smooth ride to the title. Another twist in the way is what he predicts. Perhaps, I guess we shall see. We shall see for sure. Right, here we go. Zverev, 40 love up here. Goes out wide and clips. Has he clipped that? No, he's missed it. Okay, second serve. Now Zverev might go big on this second serve because he's 40 love up. We'll see. I think if you're going to you do it now. No, he doesn't. He doesn't. He opts against it. That's about 85 mile per hour. Second serve. He tries to go big down the line on the stretch with the forehand, but misses it. Goes long. 40-15. So 1 game point, you would say, saved by Medvedev here because Medvedev really needs to break. At this point, you'd imagine. I think Zverev needs to keep his cool. As Matthew said, it's going to be a big test of his mentality more than necessarily just his skill level. It's going to be about how well can he hold his nerve at this point. Good serve out wide. Medvedev gives him the game, though. Goes long with a forehand. Medvedev looks almost a little bit reserved. I don't know what you think, Banu, but I think not reserved to lose, but just a little bit, I don't know, just not as fired up as maybe you'd expect, to be honest with you.
Just not his usual self. So I think he's just looking forward to be back in the dressing room.
Medvedev goes out wide. It's a big, big serve. and Zverev goes long there. Guys, we've got over 100 people in the chat. Thank you very much for tuning in. Please remember to smash the like button if you haven't already. Read us, help us out, and subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much, guys, for tuning in. You're all legends for doing so. Thank you very much. 15 love here. Medvedev missing the first serve, going long, and a second serve here now for Alexander Zverev to have a look at. Huge, huge game here for Medvedev. Obviously serving to stay in this match and in this tournament. And in the final here today, Zverev and Medvedev both looking for their second ATP Finals title. Huge backhand down the line from Zverev for the second serve. Comes forward into the net with the approach forehand down the line. And Medvedev goes into the net trying to pass Alexander Zverev. So 15 all here. Is there any way back for Medvedev, Benny?
No.
No? Yeah, I think it'll be interesting. Maybe, for example, if he saves some match points here and then he goes on and puts Zverev under pressure, Zverev could be frustrated not being able to take those, but we'll see how this match pans out as he slices down the middle, Zverev, forehand down the line, and it's too big for Medvedev. He just hasn't moved maybe as well as I would have expected Medvedev as well. He's moved very well throughout the whole tournament, but he's struggling. I know Zverev crunched that forehand down the line, but just, I think, wrong-footed him really, and Medvedev cannot get anywhere near that really. So 15-30 here and under pressure in this service game, obviously has to hold to stay in this match.
He's 2 points away, Fazan.
Oh, he got away with that. He serves right into the forehand of Zverev. Zverev doesn't really move. He's a bit cramped on the forehand there. Need to move around that and hits that forehand into net. So 30 all and a 3 point really given by Zverev to Medvedev there. Goes down the tee. It's a big serve from the Russian. 40-30. And he'll want another one of those to go 5. Well, to go 4-5 down here.
Huge serve.
Yeah, humongous from the Russian. Here we go. Medvedev goes down the middle there with a serve. Shorter return from Zverev. Then a huge forehand on the line from Medvedev. But then he makes the mistake on the backhand side. Goes into the net. And that's halfway up the net as well. He looks to his box and he says something which I can't understand, obviously, because I can barely hear what's going on anyway. But juice. And he just looks a bit disgruntled, does Medvedev. Clips the top of the net and goes long. So a second serve here now for Zverev to have a look at. Zverev obviously looking to break his duck. He's lost the last 5 matches against Medvedev that they've contested. Big forehand from Medvedev on the return. But very good get from Medvedev. Zverev crunching the forehand cross-court. Then goes cross-court himself. It's a forehand-to-forehand exchange. Drop shot from Medvedev. Zverev slices down the line with a backhand. It's a volley. Can Medvedev lob Zverev? Yes, he does. It's a beautiful lob in the end. Zverev not doing well enough at the net, though, with the volleys, you'd say, but really well played by Medvedev. Good composure.
Lovely, lovely tennis.
Yeah, really good point. I think Zverev will be a bit disappointed with the forehand volley. Potentially, I think he tried to actually drop that. Yeah, it was kind of in between. It wasn't really a deep volley and it wasn't a drop volley. But good serve from Medvedev down the tee, then a slice. It's a drop shot. Zverev will get there easily, and he goes down the line. So we are very much wrestling here with who's going to win this game here. Back at juice, and Zverev wants to get it done here now. Medvedev really trying to stop him. Guys, we've got over 130 people in the chat. Thank you very much for tuning in. Please do remember to smash the like button if you haven't done so already. Read us, help us out, and do subscribe to the channel as well. Thank you very much for joining All Legends for doing so. And thank you if you have done so already. Huge from Medvedev. Good depth from both from the backhand to backhand. Then forehand cross-court from Medvedev. He's hanging in here. Zverev tries to go huge, and he goes too much there with a forehand down the line. He goes into the tram lines. Advantage Medvedev. And he'll probably breathe a sigh of relief here now and be hoping, really be hoping, Medvedev, that he can find a big first serve here and hope for unreturned return, you would imagine.
Some good play here from both players.
Yeah, really good. Yeah, agreed.
Medvedev needs to get this game here.
He does, but it's a second serve here. Zverev will try and cash in, you'd imagine. He does with a huge backhand. I think that's gone long. I think it's gone long. Zverev's going to challenge it, though. So we'll have a look here, but I think that is game Medvedev. So 5-4, and Zverev will have to serve out the match here. This is where the nerves could come in. Now, he'll be hoping to start off well with big first serves, and yeah, it was long. So a good call from the line judges there. Guys, we've got over 130 of you in the chat. It's 5-4. Zverev serving for the set. If you haven't done so already, please do remember to like the video if you don't mind. It really does help us out. If you have already liked the video, thank you. You're All Legends for doing so. You're All Legends for tuning in and joining us. I do appreciate you guys listening and watching. And if you haven't subscribed, please do. It does help us out a great deal in growing the channel. And we will be doing a lot more streams like this, of course, and reviews and collabs on the channel, like channels like Gilgross, The Slice, etc. So do get involved on that and click the notification bell as well to get alerted to all new videos. If you have already liked and subscribed, thank you for doing so. You're all legends. I do appreciate it. And I hope you're all well as well, to be fair. And we're nothing without you guys. The subscribers and the viewers are what makes this channel. So I do appreciate your guys' support.
Zverev's disappointed that he's not didn't get a match point there.
Yeah, he can tell. Now that's so. Is he gonna? Do you think he's gonna play on him a bit mentally now? Here, do you think he might? Do you think we will see a potential mental collapse and some tough moments in this game?
No, he's gonna hit a couple of aces and he's gonna win this game.
Venu's saying that it's going to be clean cut. Let's see. Matthew says that was a chance for Zverev to get at least a match point in that last game. Now the moment of truth. Yesterday closed the match out with a love service game. It's true against Djokovic. He did do it. How Venu has pretty much just narrated it. Can he replicate that here today in this final? We're about to find out. 5-4. Zverev serving for the championship. Zverev going down the tee, and I think he's just gone long with that first serve. So it will be a second serve. Now, this is the moment of truth, really, if he double faults it. Is it could be the start of something. Oh, my God, he's gone for the first serve. He's gone for the first serve, 222 kilometers per hour. Oh, Medvedev's in this rally, though. He's in this rally. He's done really well to return here. We're into the rally. This is crazy. He's come to the net, Zverev. He's on the back foot now. It's a drop shot from Medvedev. Zverev gets up there. And has he made that? I think that's gone long. I think it may have actually clipped the line. They're going to have a look at it. No, he won't. It's love 15. How has Medvedev won that point? That is crazy. He went for it. That was 136, I think, miles per hour, second serve. Medvedev somehow managed to get it back. And then Zverev made the mistake in the end. What a point. Hashtag Nick says, come on, Alex. So cheering on Zverev here, but he's love 15 here. Great start for Medvedev.
That's poor. That is poor from Zverev. But he needs
Agreed.
a big serve. He's a big serve to put that point out of his mind.
He got another big serve as well. But Medvedev's making him play a lot of extra shots. And I thought he was about to make him play a big shot from the baseline there, smash. But luckily it goes and drifts long, so 15-all. But that first point was crazy. I mean, Medvedev just read everything Zverev was doing and ended up pushing Zverev on the back foot. I mean, it was great defensive work from Daniil Medvedev. 15-all here, though. Goes down the tee. I think that's drifted long. So a second serve here for Alexander Zverev to deliver to the Russian Daniil Medvedev.
His first serve's not going in the game that he needs it the most.
Second serve. Oh, that's very tentative. 125 miles per hour. That's about 76, 75 miles per hour. We're into the rally here now. Zverev looking a bit tentative on the forehand. Needs to be more proactive. And what a forehand down the line. That is huge from the big German. And I tell you what, I was saying he was being a bit passive, but he changed it up and he switched on. It's almost like he heard me. So I'm going to give myself all the credit for that. What a forehand from Alexander Zverev. Absolutely huge. And I tell you what, he took a risk there. He clipped the line. And risk taken, but it paid off, paid huge dividends. 30-15.
Clipped the line there. Whoa, what a point from Zverev.
Huge serve. Medvedev slices into tram lines. Here we go. 2 championship points. And apart from that first point, Zverev has looked pretty composed, to be fair, to him. And it looks like the days of Zverev having the jitters serving out for games and matches might be behind if he manages to get it done here quickly. 40-15 here. Alexander Zverev with a huge chance here now to win his second ATP finals and also put the duck behind him of losing 5 straight matches against the Russian Daniil Medvedev and also equaling the head-to-head at 6-all. A second serve, though, he'll have to do it with as his first serve goes long. Second serve. Oh, he does it! And he goes for a first serve out wide. That is a huge serve. And I'll tell you what, he's got big cojones to do that. That was really brave. And I tell you what, it pretty much sums up how Zverev has played the last 2 days. Played really well against Djokovic, took the risks, and backed himself to the hill. And that's exactly what he did in that point. It's a huge win for Alexander Zverev. He gets it done here, 6-4, 6-4. And I tell you what, Venu, I don't know about you, but I don't think it was as tight as the scoreline suggests. I think he controlled this whole match from start to finish.
He controlled it. I think, obviously, getting that early break in the second set, that's, that's a massive bonus. But that last game there, apart from that last second serve ace, Zverev didn't hit the first serve in.
I think he hit one. He hit
one in.
Yeah, only one before that.
Should have capitalized, and he didn't. And that forehand down the line, to go from 15-0 to 30-15, I think that was a big point. But he was clinical today. Clinical performance from Zverev, serving, and he won the big points as well. Didn't give away a single break point as well for the whole match. Yeah. So if you don't give any break points away, you win the game with tennis. So, great performance by Zverev, and he's now signing the camera, as they all do nowadays. But yeah, he's looking good, and that should boost his confidence coming up to Australian Open.
Agreed. I mean, a huge win, right? I mean, I know, of course, it's not a Grand Slam, but realistically, this is the next biggest tournament after the 4 Grand Slams. It's a big, big win. Of course, Medvedev, the reigning champion, he also manages to break the duck. He lost to Medvedev the last 4 meetings between the pair. He's managed to get it done here, so he now knows and will take confidence going into next year. They actually have never played each other in a Grand Slam, and you can only imagine, that they'll probably play each other multiple times, potentially at Grand Slams next year. So that's a big win for Alexander Zverev going into 2022. And I'll tell you what, he wins his second ATP finals here, and he's done it in a very, very tough circumstances. He had probably the tougher group of the two. Had to play Djokovic, the world number 1, as well in the semi-finals, and then play Medvedev, the reigning champion. So he's done it the hard way, and he's been really impressive doing it. He is a talent for sure, and it looks like his mental nerves are behind him. Really impressive stuff from Alexander Zverev. And I'll tell you what, going forward now, it's a big, big mental win, I think. What do you think of Daniil Medvedev? I mean, do you think he'll just brush this off? I mean, I don't think he was quite himself today, though. Do you?
Yeah, he just didn't find that gear. He kind of felt like he was in second gear all day long. And he just couldn't deal with, obviously, Zverev served very well today, but Medvedev also gave away a lot of unforced errors, especially in that first set. He tried to claw it back in the latter half of the second set, but the damage was done. He was already a breakdown. It just shows if your opponent's serving well, you have to make sure you win your service games and try and clinch it in the tiebreak if you can. But I think Medvedev will be disappointed. And you're right, Fazan, he didn't really turn up today. It was not as tight as the scoreline suggests, and over in 1 hour 16 minutes as well. And that probably says a lot as well.
Yeah, that is very, very strange. For sure from Medvedev. I think he, definitely from his point of view, he'll be a little bit disappointed. As you said, I think didn't make enough first serves early doors, and it definitely came back to bite him. It's very, very difficult, I think, to say that Zverev played against a bad Medvedev. I think Medvedev didn't play as well as he maybe has throughout the tournament. I do think a lot of that is to do with how well Zverev played. I think when you serve that well, as he was doing in the corners, and then on top of that, how well he was doing in terms of putting away the shorter balls, really attacking the defensive returns from Medvedev, in addition to the composure he showed in a lot of the points, all the crunch moments. I thought it was extremely impressive. And yes, you can say that those second serve aces were risky, but what he did is he was just feeling the mood, and Medvedev does the same, actually. When he's in rhythm on his serve, and if he misses a first serve, sometimes he'll go for that first serve on a second serve. It's not something you do often. It's something you might do once or twice in a match. It's not it shouldn't be a regular occurrence for players, and it isn't for these guys either. But I think that just shows the confidence ebbing through. I think a confident Zverev is a dangerous Zverev, and he showed that today for sure. Guys, well, thank you very much for tuning in. For all of those guys who have liked and subscribed to the channel, thank you very much for doing so. I really do appreciate it. If you haven't already, please do like the video and subscribe to the channel. It really does help us out a great deal. I think we've got 21 likes and there's over 70 of you watching. So if you don't mind liking the video, it helps us out a great deal. So if each one of you do, it's free, doesn't cost you anything, and it does help us out in growing the channel. And do subscribe to the channel as well if you haven't already. It does really does even help us a lot. I do appreciate all of you for joining in, your legends. Vinny, should we go through the stats?
Yeah, sure. So the stats, if you don't mind scrolling down. 8 aces for Zverev, 3 for Medvedev. That's probably showing how effective Zverev's first serve was, and 74% first serve percentage, 59 only for Medvedev. And if you scroll down, first serve points won. I think that's a massive difference. 83% for Zverev and 74% for Daniil Medvedev. But the key thing is, obviously, Zverev didn't give any chance to Medvedev to break. 0 out of 0. And obviously, 2 out of 4 break points, 1 for Zverev.
I mean, it's a damning stat, right? Because the issue is that first serve percentage, and a lot of times it's more, and like as you said, the first serve points one is the more important stat. But if you look at it together, the first serve percentage is so much higher from Zverev at 74%, which is really impressive. 59% is pretty average on tour, I would say, from Medvedev. And then the first serve points one is higher from Zverev on that stat as well. And that just shows that Zverev was just generally serving a lot better than Medvedev. I think he served a lot more accurately as well. And the first, and you can go through these return points as well, stats, if you want.
Yeah, so in the returns, first return points won 26%, only 18% for Medvedev. I think Medvedev really struggled to return on Zverev's first serve because he was serving that well.
He was struggling to read it, wasn't he? I thought Zverev read the first serve a lot better. As in, he read Medvedev's first serve a lot better, I thought.
Yes, that's true. And also the fact that Zverev got 24 chances on Medvedev's second serve, and Medvedev only had 14 chances on Zverev's second serve as well. So showing, Zverev didn't give many second serves away. And the winners, 23-14, which is not surprising. Unforced errors, I think at one point, what was it after the first set? 1-9, wasn't it?
1-9, yeah. So he definitely improved in that. So that second set, he 13 winners and 5 unforced errors, so better.
Right, but by that point, Fazan, the game was more or less gone. Because he was already a breakdown after the first game. He was 1 love down. And interesting, net points, Zverev did come to the net, 7 out of 12 winning. Medvedev did win more coming to the net, but he didn't really come up to the net as much as Zverev.
I think the difference is that Zverev, when he came to the net, even though he only won 7 out of 12, out of those 7 points, a number of times were when he was having to try and get some free points, and he actually managed to win those points with the serve volley. That made a big difference.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Matthew says, this court being so fast was clearly a factor. Can't read too much into Zverev now being up there with Medvedev and Novak. I personally think the fact that he's beaten both of them, I do agree that but the Australian Open the courts are quite quick there. They're not going to be as quick as here. But I think the fact that he beat Djokovic in the semi-final of the Olympics, he took Djokovic to 5 at the US Open. He had his chance in the quarterfinal of the Australian Open. And to be fair, he hasn't played Medvedev in a Grand Slam yet. So it's quite hard to kind of match up against Medvedev in Grand Slams. He's probably slightly below them, but I think he's very much there and thereabouts. And I wouldn't be surprised if he was to win a Grand Slam next year.
Well, also, you've got to add to that, will Djokovic be allowed to enter Australia?
Yeah, which is a video I'll probably do. So obviously the mandates come out that you have to be double vaccinated. They've just come out and said. So basically Djokovic will have to, if he doesn't play, it'll be because he hasn't got his vaccination. And that's obviously a personal thing, and that's up to him. But there is a real possibility that he might not play. So if he doesn't, then of course that then opens the door even more to someone like Zverev who hasn't won a Grand Slam. Nadal will be competing in there, he's confirmed. And really it will be between Medvedev, Zverev, and then probably you've got just below them Nadal, Tsitsipas, and those guys, you would assume. I think Nadal is probably not quite, I would say Nadal would be the third favourite. Even though I'm a Nadal fan, I'm happy to admit that when it comes to Australian Open anyway.
Yeah, sure.
Where do you think, in terms of Zverev, obviously it's difficult to just judge on one tournament, but he's won this tournament twice now. Surely the next step is to win a Grand Slam next year. Can you see him doing it, Benny?
Yeah, definitely. It's especially on the hard courts like the Australian and US Open, where he's, obviously shown some good form on the ATP Tour finals. But I think you're right, Fazan. You've summarized that really well. He just needs to go to next level and win his first Grand Slam, as Medvedev has done recently as well. So I think that's really important for him.
Agreed. Matthew says, what's clear, presuming Novak is present, is which side of the draw Zverev lands in could be huge. And obviously, the Grand Slams as well. The other thing is that people, there's more chance of a huge upset happening earlier rather than later. And that does happen a lot of the time, to be fair, as well. So we shall see, obviously. There's a long time until that Australian Open, and things can change from then until now. But I think in terms of how things are shaping up for that, I think we're shaping up into quite an exciting tournament. I think if Novak wins this tournament, he goes into it because, obviously, especially if he's going to play, he's obviously won the Australian Open 8 times. He's so dominant on that, in Australia. Then winning here as well would have just been the cherry on the top to then go into that Australian Open and say, look, you guys have got no chance or very little chance apart from maybe Medvedev after he won the US Open. But yeah, the rest of these guys now will take a bit of confidence from that and say, look, we can do it now. I think the more these guys beat Novak and even now Medvedev on the hard courts, the more confidence the rest of the crop will get, and the more they will push towards it. So be interesting to see. Yeah, guys. Well, I think we've got like 23 likes. Thank you guys for liking the video. If you haven't liked the video, if you don't mind, do smash the like button. Helps us out a great deal. For those who have subscribed as well, thank you. I appreciate it. If you haven't, please, it does help us out a great deal as well. It helps the channel to grow. It's free. Doesn't cost anything. And I do appreciate everyone for tuning in. You all for doing so. Venu, is there anything you want to wrap up on before we kind of close out here?
Not really at all. No, so quite an impressive tournament. First one in Italy. It would have been nice to have been here in London because we could have gone to it. Although with COVID and everything, probably.
Yeah, for those that don't know, me and Venu had tickets for last year's, but obviously because of the situation, there were no crowds.
Yeah,
so
sure.
That was the last year that they were doing it as well. So we didn't end up going to it, which is a shame. But
yeah, it's a shame. But but clinical performance from Zverev, and as we said, Medvedev didn't really turn up today. Was an unclassical Medvedev performance today. It was a bit of a shame. Would have liked a bit more close, but that takes nothing away from Zverev, who, when it mattered the most, he upped his level, and he didn't go down a level. When Medvedev brought his game up a bit in that second set, especially in the latter half. But clinical Zverev performance, and let's see if he can win a Grand Slam next year. That's what he needs to do. He needs to add that to his CV. Yeah,
agreed. I think now he's won 2 of this edition. Now, the next step is to start winning Grand Slams. And I think the biggest thing for me in this tournament is not necessarily even just being how he's played. I think it's more his mentality and the confidence that is kind of definitely surging through him right now. It's the confidence to say I'm able to beat anyone, and the mental fortitude that he's shown. He hasn't crumbled in big moments, and that I think is a huge plus for him because he seems to have pretty much everything to his game. He's got one of the best baselines for a game kind of on tour in terms of completeness. It's just how much can he utilize it effectively with the mindset he has, and I think he's definitely improved that side, his mental side for sure. So that's a big plus. But agreed, he definitely needs to add that now next year. So we'll see whether he's able to do it. But a big win for him. Guys, I think we'll wrap it up here then. Thank you very much, guys, for tuning in. I do appreciate it. As I said, please remember to smash the like button if you don't mind and subscribe to the channel. It really does help us out a great deal. And we will see you. I will be doing a review of the final and the tournament. We'll see. Venu might join me as he's got some time on his hands, I think, for the next few days. So maybe he might join me. And I'm sure we'll be doing some other things as well on the channel. So do get involved, of course, collabs with others and some things lined up for sure, including the Quality Shot Tennis Awards for 2021, which hopefully we'll be having a couple of other channels on with me on Quality Shot, and Venu as well if he would like to join for those awards. Then probably 4 is a good number. But thank you very much, guys, and we'll see you on the next video. Thank you very much.
You still there?